You know you are in love when you cannot fall asleep because reality is finally better than your dreams. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You are on your own. And you know what you know, and you are the one who will decide where to go. Sometimes the questions are complicated and the answers are simple. Today you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is your than you. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you will go. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It is not. Fantasy is a necessary ingredient in living. It's a way of looking alive through the wrong end of a telescope. Think left and think right. Think low and think high. Oh, the things you can think up if you try. Today was good. Today was fun. Tomorrow is another one. If things start happening, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along and you will start happening too. All alone, whether you like it or not, alone is something you will be quite a lot. From there to here, from here to there. Funny things are everywhere. Adults are just obsolete children and the hell with them. Remember me and smile, for it is better to forget than to remember me and cry. You will miss the best things if you keep your eyes shut. If you never did, you should. The things are fun and fun is good. Only you can control your future. I'm afraid that sometimes you will play lonely games too, games you cannot win, cause you will play against you. So the writer who breathes more words than he needs is making a chore for the reader who reads. You can get help from teachers, but you are going to have to learn a lot by yourself, sitting alone in a room.
Subscribe now.
Children want the same things we want: to laugh, to be challenged, to be entertained and delighted. You never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Got something new? Maybe it'll work before the end of the day, if that is okay. Don't cry because it is over. Smile because it happened. Remember that life is a great balancing act. A book is just like life and anything can change. You should try these things, for these things are fun and fun is good. You can think about gloves, you can think about snuffs, you can think a long time about snuffs and their gloves. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. Those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. You can find magic wherever you look. Sit back and relax. All you need is a book. You'll meet things that will scare you right out of your pants. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. To the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may be the world. Don't give up now. I believe in you all. A person is a person, no matter how small.
Subscribe now.
Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It is not. Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. Kids who have no interest in books are usually from slob parents who themselves had no interest in books. Life is like a game, playing it as if your life belongs to it, but in the end, remember, it is just a game. In my world, everyone is a pony and they all eat rainbows and poop butterflies. The people that mind don't matter, and the people that matter don't mind. Reading can take you places you have never been before. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you will go. You will miss the best things if you keep your eyes shut. I start drawing and eventually the characters involve themselves in a situation. Then in the end, I go back and try to cut out most of the preachments. No matter what you do, somebody always imputes meaning into your books. I am weird and you are weird. Everyone in this world is weird. One day, two people come together in mutual weirdness and fall in love. When something bad happens, you have three choices. You can either let it define you, let it destroy you, or you can let it strengthen you. To the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may be the world. There is no limit to how much you will know, depending how far beyond zebra you go. The storms start when the drops start dropping. When the drops start dropping, then the storm starts stopping. Sometimes you will never know the value of something until it becomes a memory. Words and pictures are yin and yang. Married, they produce a progeny more interesting than either parent. Cause when a guy does something stupid once, well, that is because he's a guy. But if he does the same stupid thing twice, that is usually to impress some girl. Fill your house with stacks of books in all the crannies and all the nooks. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you are too smart to go down and not so good straight. It all began with a shoe on the wall. A shoe on the wall shouldn't be there at all. Fame, you will be famous, as famous as you can be, with everyone watching you win on TV, except when they don't, because sometimes they won't. Thank goodness for all the things you are not. Thank goodness you are not something someone forgot and left all alone in some punkerish place like a rusty tin coat hanger hanging in space. This is not good. This is not right. My feet stick out of bed all night, and when I pull them in, oh dear, my head sticks out of bed out here. You ought to be thankful a whole heaping lot for the places and people you are lucky you are not. The sun didn't shine, it was too wet to play, so we sat in the house all that cold, wet day. Nothing is going to change unless someone does something soon. Be who you are and say how you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. The Sneeches got really quite smart on that day. The day they decided the Sneeches are Sneeches, and no kind of Sneech is the best on the beaches. That day all the Sneeches forgot about stars and whether they had won or not upon stars. You can get so confused that you will start in to race down long wiggled roads at a breaknecking pace and grind on for miles across weirdish wild space, headed, I fear, toward the most useless place, the waiting place. We are all a little weird and life is little weird, and when we find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours, we join up with them and fall in mutual weirdness and call it love. Children's reading and children's thinking are the rock bottom base upon which this country will rise or not rise. In these days of tension and confusion, writers are beginning to realize that books for children have a greater potential for good or evil than any other form of literature on earth. I like nonsense, it wakes up the brain cells. Fantasy is a necessary ingredient in living. It's a way of looking at life through the wrong end of a telescope, which is what I do, and that enables you to laugh at life's realities. You will get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You will get mixed up with many strange birds as you go, so be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left.
Subscribe now.